Hey, I'm playing If You Could Read My Mind by Gordon Lightfoot, straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play along with me from pretty much anywhere. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. After the song, I'll do a basic tutorial together with a slow motion close-up play along. Now here goes. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me, and I will never need to be set free. As long as I'm a ghost you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a new paperback novel, the kind that drugstores sell. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail. You won't read that book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. I walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a three-race script. Enter number 2, movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. But for now, love, let's be real. Never thought I could act this way, and I've gotta say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's on, and I just can't get it back. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. The story always ends, and if you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feeling that you left. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've gotta say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone, and I just can't get it back. If you could read my mind, I wouldn't have to do this tutorial, but I'm going to assume you can't. So I'm going to do it. I'm also going to start almost completely with my left hand with a simple version. Here's what I mean. I didn't create a simpler version, a simpler page of this, because all you have to do to play a simpler version of the song is forget about all the fancy notes I have. You know, the riffs, forget it. You see an A, play an A. It doesn't matter if it's suspended ninth or it's a second position A. It's just an A. Also, the picking and the arpeggio and whatever, just down, down, up, down, up. Listen to this. Here's the start of the first verse. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. It works, right? Just like that. That's all you have to do. But here's the extra that I did. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. You could probably hear the difference, right? So, if you're a beginner or you just don't want to work that hard, that's fine. Play the songs you love. Down, down, up, down, up. So the first thing I'm going to cover is just chord transitions. Without the extra, it's just the chord transitions, assuming you're doing down, down, up, down, up. Then I'll go back to the fancy stuff for the folks who are interested in that. So, what are we doing? Well, it starts with an A. You can play an A right through the whole intro. You know what I call the A riff? Just play an A. Right? Now, here's how I would get from an A to a G. Your index finger is kind of like your anchor point, because that one is almost going to stay in place. It's just going to slide up one. That's it, right? So everything else picks up. But that index finger, if you think of that, see that index finger? It's just barely moving. It's staying in contact with the ukulele, and it's the one moving. So from the A to G, it's your anchor, right? And then in a Castle Dark, pick it up, and that's it. Now, I am going to do an odd G. And the reason I'm going to do it is because E, the hardest chord in the song, E is going to come right after the G. So instead of doing what would normally be my D, normally I'd use my 3 strong fingers, right? Like this. That's how I would do my G, but D. But instead, I'm on an A7. I'm going to drop my 3 weak fingers onto the D. Why would I do that? Because that way, they're in position. All I have to do is slide up 2 frets. And I got my E. See that? They're already in position. I just slide up. So that's it. So A to A7, I just pick the finger up. D, drop your 3 weak fingers. Slide up for the E. Now you got an F sharp minor. You can think of your middle finger, if you want, as the anchor point in this, because it's going to stay, it's the only one that's going to stay in contact with the uke. It's going to stay there, slide down 2 frets, and you drop 2 fingers for your F minor, okay? And now, your choice. If you have an easier time, if you don't have any trouble going back and forth between a D and an A there, you can do that. Or you can do it like this, and you notice my middle finger stays down and as an anchor there, right? You know that ghost is me. I will never be set free, right? I'm going back and forth, and my middle finger is the anchor. Whoops. Ha! Like that. As long as I'm a ghost, you can see. And it's still the anchor, even then. All right? And that's it. That's it for the entire easy version of the song. Cool, huh? All right. So now, in fact... No, I'm not going to do a slow version of that. I'm going to go on now to the riffs and the strum that I did through most of the song. If you don't want to do the extra riffs or whatever, you can just do an arpeggio like I did. I called it a strum arpeggio or strum picking. Here's what I mean by that. I'm going down in a strum, just one down. Now I'm playing a low G ukulele, right? You might have like this. But you can do it the same way if you want. Or you can pick a different arpeggio. But the way I'm doing it is down. You count from the floor up, meaning this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you count strings, from the floor up. So that makes the string closest to your chin your 4th string, right? So strum 4, 3. And then I'm picking the 1st and 2nd strings together. That's what my notation there is. Strum, right, down, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4. Now you could do, without the riffs, you could just do this, and this would sound nice. If you could read my mind, love, right? What a tale my thoughts could tell. That would sound fine. So that's intermediate. We already covered beginning, right? That would be the intermediate version. Just add the strum arpeggio. But I did add the extra riffs. What did I do? All right. At the first lines of every verse, you know, the first 2 times I did an A in each of the 3 verses, and also in the intro, I called it an A riff, right? I did this. This is an A also. I just dropped my pinky on the 4th fret. That's also an A, like A. right? They're all A's. So this is, I call this a second position A, because it goes up one step, but still an A. All right, so what did I do? I'm dropping on the 4th fret. That's not an A. Suddenly that's an A, add 9. Okay. What am I doing with my right hand now? So all I'm doing there was messing with the A string, right? That's the sound I want to hear. So what am I doing with my right hand when I do that? Strum. I'm plucking all 3 then. Pluck, pluck. That's how I'm doing it. Strum, pluck, all 3, pluck. 1, all 3. Now what's the G riff? G riff is very different. The G riff, I'm dropping down the E string. Sorry. That's how I'm doing it. So I'm going from a G to a G major 6. Is that what that is? To a G6 and back to a G. That's how that's going. I think that's major 6. I forget. Maybe minor 6. Anyway, okay. So how am I doing that with the timing? Again, it sounds like this. What a tale my thoughts could tell. So every time I switch the chord, I do a down strum. So if you can hear the timing, that'll help you remember when to do the strum instead of the plucking. Down, 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 right? Strum, 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 strum. But the strum arpeggio is still, the basis that I'm departing from is still the same strum arpeggio that I taught you to start with. Down, 4, 3, and now instead of pluck, I'm doing a down strum. Okay, I think I did enough talking. I'll show you again in slow motion. I'll tell you what, yeah. Why don't I do each, no, I'm going to show you the A7, and then I'm going to go through each of the riffs. The A riff, like 8 times, and then the G riff, 8 times, and then the A7 one, 8 times. I'll do them 8 times in slow motion so you can follow along with me. And then I'll do the first section of the song, which has each of the pieces all together. But I didn't show you the A7 yet. So here's the A7 starts the same as the A, right? This is in the SEGUE, smack in the middle of the song. But then instead of going back to A, it's... I screwed it up. The outro is the same. The outro is exactly the same. So how did I do that? What did I do? So I start out with the A, right? And then it's an A7, and I'm doing a 1, 2, 3 pause. I'm messing with the E string here. And if I do it right, you can hear it step down like that. You can hear a little kind of hammer it on there. You can pull that off a little bit if you want to hear it more abruptly. That was with the C string there. So I'm going... That's the sound you want to hear it. Keep messing up the last one. All right, that's it. That's the A7 part. Okay, now I think I'm going to do, like I said, 8 times for the A riff in slow motion. then 8 times with a G, then 8 times with the A7. Boy, this is boring. But oh, if you want to learn it, I'm guessing it'll be helpful, because this is how I learned. This is how I practiced. Okay, so 8 times through the A riff. Slow motion. 1, 2, 3, and... 2. 8. Here it goes to the G. Sorry. 2, 3, 8. Here comes the A7. Sorry, I screwed it up. I screwed it up again. Here's the A7. Times. Okay, now I'm going to do slow motion. I'm not going to go much close up because I want you to be able to see both hands. But I'm going to go slow motion from the intro clear through the segue, so the first half of the song, because that plays all of the parts of the song. So if you want to stick around for that, stick around. If you don't, then don't stick around. But if you like the video, please like the video. Give me a thumbs up. You want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, it's free. You want lots more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox, and then check out our meetup page and come play with us. Here goes. Slow motion. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me. I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstores sell. When you read where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail, and you won't read that book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. That's it. See you Wednesday.